The Heart of Darkness is a captivating and thought-provoking novella penned by the talented author Joseph Conrad, which initially saw the light of day in the year 1899. Conrad's masterpiece delves deep into the complexities of human nature, exploring the darkest recesses of the human heart. This powerful and intriguing narrative takes readers on a journey that challenges conventional notions of civilization and morality, raising profound questions about the inherent darkness that resides within each individual. With its richly crafted prose and profound insights, The Heart of Darkness continues to captivate readers and remains a timeless literary gem. Set in the late 19th century, this narrative delves into the captivating tale of Charles Marlowe, a courageous British seaman. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, Marlowe undertakes a daring expedition up the Congo River, with the sole purpose of locating the enigmatic ivory trader known as Kurtz. As Marlowe embarks on his journey deeper into the enigmatic heart of Africa, he is confronted with the profound darkness that lies within the depths of human nature. In this treacherous journey, he unveils the harrowing realities of colonialism, witnessing the ruthless exploitation and oppression inflicted upon the land and its people. Moreover, Marlowe's experiences gradually unravel the moral decay that is inherent in the relentless pursuit of power and wealth. Through his exploration, he exposes the corrupting forces that corrode the human spirit, shedding light on the sinister consequences that arise when morality is compromised for personal gain. The novella commences as Marlowe, filled with vivid recollections, embarks on the retelling of his extraordinary experiences to a gathering of companions aboard a ship that is presently stationed on the tranquil waters of the River Thames. In this captivating narrative, Marlowe unveils a series of captivating events that he has encountered, ensuring that the essence and significance of his original account remain intact. As Marlowe begins recounting his story, he unveils his deep-seated intrigue with maps and the allure of exploration. This profound fascination ultimately propels him towards embarking on a new venture as a captain of a steamboat, employed by a Belgian trading company operating within the borders of the Congo Free State. His primary objective is to embark on a perilous journey in search of Kurtz, a highly esteemed individual known for his involvement in the lucrative ivory trade, who has acquired a mythical status and is rumored to have succumbed to insanity in the vast and untamed expanse of the African wilderness. As Marlowe embarks on his journey up the Congo River, he bears witness to the brutal truths of European colonialism. Within the heart of this expedition, the company's agents, fueled by insatiable greed, mercilessly exploit and subject the native African population to mistreatment. As Marlowe ventures deeper into the heart of the Congo, he becomes a witness to the harrowing sight of the locals enduring relentless and savage mistreatment, their spirits crushed under the weight of oppression. The ruthless exploitation of the region's valuable resources is laid bare before his eyes, a stark reminder of the insidious nature of colonialism and its insatiable hunger for wealth and power. And amidst this dark and unforgiving landscape, an insatiable desire for ivory permeates the air, driving men to commit unspeakable acts in their quest for this coveted and precious commodity. Thus, Marlowe's journey not only exposes the physical and psychological brutality inflicted upon the locals, but also serves as a chilling testament to the depths of human greed and depravity. The harsh and rudimentary circumstances, coupled with the suffocating and restrictive environment prevalent in the Congo, significantly contribute to Marlowe's gradual development of an overwhelming feeling of uneasiness and disillusionment. As Marlowe continues his journey towards Kurtz's station, he is confronted with a series of daunting challenges that impede his progress. These obstacles encompass treacherous and unforgiving natural conditions, as well as perilous encounters with tribes harboring hostility towards outsiders. Despite these hurdles, Marlowe perseveres in his quest, determined to reach his destination and unravel the mysteries surrounding Kurtz. As the expedition unfolds, it gradually transforms into a symbolic expedition, delving deep into the depths of darkness, encompassing both geographical and psychological dimensions. The voyage takes on an allegorical significance, as it becomes a descent into the very core of darkness, penetrating not only the physical landscapes but also the intricate realms of the human psyche. Marlowe, with his own eyes, bears witness to the unfathomable depths of human depravity, as well as the gradual erosion of morality that inevitably accompanies the relentless pursuit of power and wealth. Upon arriving at Kurtz's station, Marlowe is astounded to uncover that Kurtz has transformed into an oppressive and despotic figure, exerting his dominance and control over the indigenous African population with unwavering severity. Kurtz, once a mere mortal, has delved deep into the abyss of his own being, surrendering to the sinister forces that lurk within. In this descent, he has metamorphosed into a harrowing emblem, embodying the very essence of the venality and savagery that permeates the dominant colonial system. Throughout his journey, Marlowe becomes an eyewitness to the gradual decline of Kurtz's mental well-being, observing how his mind deteriorates and becomes consumed by an overwhelming obsession with power and control. After the untimely demise of Kurtz, Marlowe embarks on his journey back to Europe, plagued by the indelible memories of the atrocities he bore witness to and the profound darkness that permeated the depths of Africa. These haunting recollections of his time in the heart of the continent continue to haunt him, casting an ever-present shadow over his thoughts and actions. As he navigates the familiar landscapes of his homeland, he finds himself grappling with the profound impact of his experiences, struggling to reconcile the stark realities he encountered with the relative comfort and complacency of European society. The weight of what he saw and the lessons he learned in the heart of darkness remain heavy upon his soul, forever altering his perspective and leaving an indelible mark upon his existence. He deeply contemplates and ponders upon the intricate complexities of human nature, specifically the moral ambiguity that lies within. Moreover, he conscientiously examines the devastating aftermath that ensues when ambition and greed are allowed to flourish without any restraint or moderation. In conclusion, The Heart of Darkness, by Joseph Conrad, is an exceptionally potent and thought-provoking literary work that delves deep into the intricate workings of the human psyche and exposes the insidious and corrupting effects of colonialism. Through its vivid and haunting portrayal of the journey into the heart of Africa, Conrad deftly examines the darkness that resides within each individual, transcending the boundaries of time and space. By meticulously crafting the character of Kurtz, Conrad presents a chilling representation of the potential for moral decay and the descent into savagery that can occur when one is exposed to the unchecked power and influence of colonial domination. Kurtz, once an idealistic and ambitious agent of the ivory trade, becomes consumed by the darkness that surrounds him, losing touch with his humanity and succumbing to the allure of absolute power. This portrayal serves as a stark warning against the dangers of unchecked colonialism and the potential for corruption and exploitation that it brings. Furthermore, Conrad's exploration of the human psyche goes beyond the individual characters and extends to the broader themes of morality and civilization. Through his vivid descriptions of the African landscape and the encounters with the native inhabitants, Conrad invites readers to question the very foundations of Western civilization and the supposed superiority that accompanies it. The juxtaposition of the supposedly civilized Europeans and the seemingly savage Africans challenges conventional notions of morality and exposes the inherent hypocrisy and brutality of colonialism. In essence, The Heart of Darkness is a profound and compelling examination of the human condition and the dark recesses of the human soul. Conrad's masterful storytelling and evocative prose not only captivate readers, but also force them to confront uncomfortable truths about the nature of humanity and the destructive consequences of unchecked power. Through its timeless themes and powerful imagery, this literary masterpiece continues to resonate with audiences, serving as a poignant reminder of the importance of self-reflection and the dangers of unchecked colonialism. In Joseph Conrad's novel, the journey undertaken by Marlowe serves as a powerful vehicle through which the author unveils the deep-seated darkness inherent within both individuals and societies. Through this exploration, Conrad raises poignant questions about the underlying morality of European imperialism. At the core of Joseph Conrad's literary magnum opus resides its remarkable capacity to surpass the constraints of time and location, resonating with the fundamental essence of the human condition that transcends boundaries. By delving into the deep and shadowy depths of the human mind, the novel extends an invitation to readers to contemplate their own inherent potential for acts of kindness as well as acts of malevolence. Conrad's decision to set the story in the Congo Free State during the peak of European colonialism is a significant and impactful choice that adds depth and resonance to the narrative. The lush and untamed landscape, with its sprawling greenery and wild beauty, serves as a striking reflection of the untamed desires and ambitious spirits that drive the European characters who dare to venture into its depths. With each step they take into this uncharted territory, they find themselves confronted not only by the awe-inspiring natural wonders that surround them, but also by the depths of their own passions and aspirations. Just as the landscape is untamed and unconstrained, so too are the desires and ambitions of these explorers, propelling them forward on a journey of self-discovery and conquest. The untamed wilderness becomes a metaphorical mirror, revealing the innermost longings and yearnings of these characters, as they navigate through both the physical challenges of the landscape and the emotional challenges of their own ambitions. In this untamed realm, they are forced to confront their own limitations and push beyond their comfort zones, as they strive to conquer not only the external wilderness, but also the untamed desires that burn within their hearts. As the narrative of the story gradually unravels, it vividly exposes the underlying essence of colonialism, ultimately laying bare the harsh realities of the exploitative and degrading treatment inflicted upon the African populace. The portrayal of Kurtz's character serves as a striking emblematic representation of the insidious nature of corruption and the gradual erosion of ethical values that can transpire when authority is left unbridled and unaccountable. By delving into Kurtz's gradual descent into madness and his eventual surrender to the darkness lurking within his own being, Conrad compels readers to confront the unsettling reality that even those who appear to be the epitome of civilization are not immune to the seductive pull of power. As the characters embark on their journey into the wilderness, they are confronted with the stark contrast between their own ambitions and the harsh realities of colonialism. The lush landscapes and vibrant cultures they encounter only serve to highlight the destructive force of their presence. The protagonist, a young explorer, initially sees the untamed realm as an opportunity for personal growth and conquest, but as they delve deeper into the heart of the African continent, they begin to witness the brutal treatment inflicted upon the local people. The exploitative practices of the colonizers become impossible to ignore, and the protagonist is faced with a moral dilemma. The African populace, portrayed with depth and complexity, become the true heroes of the narrative. They are not mere victims, but resilient individuals who resist the oppressive forces of colonialism in various ways. Through their stories, the true essence of colonialism is laid bare: the dehumanization, the theft of resources, and the erasure of cultures. As the protagonist witnesses the atrocities committed in the name of progress, they are forced to confront their own limitations and question their own desires. They realize that their initial ambitions were fueled by a sense of entitlement and a desire for personal gain, rather than a genuine curiosity or respect for the land and its people. In this realization, the protagonist begins to shed their colonial mindset and actively seeks to understand and support the local communities. They form alliances with those who resist colonial rule, offering assistance and amplifying their voices. Through this transformation, the protagonist becomes an agent of change, working to dismantle the oppressive systems that have been imposed upon the African people. The narrative unravels the complexities of colonialism, exposing the destructive impact it has on both the colonizers and the colonized. It challenges the notion of conquest and highlights the importance of empathy, understanding, and solidarity in the face of injustice. Ultimately, the story serves as a poignant reminder of the lasting effects of colonialism and the ongoing struggles faced by marginalized communities around the world. It calls upon readers to reflect on their own privileges and to actively work towards dismantling oppressive systems, fostering a more equitable and just world for all. As the narrative unfolds, the protagonist's journey takes them deep into the heart of the African continent, where they witness firsthand the devastating consequences of colonialism. They see the exploitation of natural resources, the displacement of indigenous communities, and the erosion of cultural traditions. The protagonist is confronted with the harsh reality that colonialism is not just a distant historical event but an ongoing system of oppression that continues to shape the lives of millions. With each encounter, the protagonist's understanding of colonialism deepens, and they begin to question the narratives they were raised with. They realize that the colonizers' portrayal of themselves as benevolent saviors is a facade, masking their true intentions of power and control. The protagonist grapples with their own complicity in this system, recognizing that their privilege as a colonizer comes at the expense of the colonized. Driven by a newfound sense of responsibility, the protagonist becomes determined to dismantle the oppressive structures that have been imposed upon the African people. They immerse themselves in the local communities, listening to their stories, learning from their experiences, and amplifying their voices. The protagonist understands that true change cannot be imposed from the outside but must come from within the community itself. Through their interactions with the colonized, the protagonist learns the importance of empathy and understanding. They witness the resilience and strength of the African people, who have been fighting against colonialism for generations. The protagonist realizes that they must work in solidarity with the colonized, acknowledging their agency and supporting their efforts to reclaim their autonomy. As the protagonist becomes an advocate for justice, they face resistance from both the colonizers and some members of their own community. They are labeled as a traitor, accused of betraying their own heritage, but the protagonist remains steadfast in their commitment to dismantling the oppressive systems that perpetuate inequality and injustice. Over time, their efforts begin to bear fruit. The protagonist collaborates with local activists, scholars, and artists to challenge the dominant narrative of colonialism, exposing its destructive impact and advocating for reparations and restitution. They work tirelessly to amplify the voices of the colonized, promoting their stories and experiences in mainstream media and academic circles. Through their transformation, the protagonist not only challenges the notion of conquest but also inspires others to question their own complicity in systems of oppression. Their journey serves as a powerful reminder that change is possible, and that empathy, understanding, and solidarity are essential in the fight against injustice. In the end, the narrative leaves the reader with a sense of hope, knowing that there are individuals like the protagonist working tirelessly to dismantle the legacy of colonialism and build a more just and equitable world. It serves as a call to action, urging us all to examine our own roles in perpetuating oppressive systems and to join in the struggle for liberation and equality.